What's up, my inspiration? Trauma is a fact of life. It does not, however, have to be a life sentence. Over the course of one's life, there are several different external factors that can negatively impact our mental health and wellness. An example would be a life-altering injury, being a victim of a robbery, abuse of any kind, whether it is done physically, sexually, or verbally, are all experiences that can drastically alter the way we may feel about ourselves or relate to others. This, my inspiration, is called trauma.
And trauma is defined as an event, series of events, or set of circumstances experienced by an individual as physically or emotionally harmful or life-threatening. It may have lasting adverse effects on the individual's functioning and mental, physical, social, emotional, or spiritual well-being. It becomes the lens through which a traumatized person views the world.
A traumatized person may respond in several different ways. They may experience shock, grief, or move forward in denial. Now, aside from the immediate or short-term response, trauma, if not dealt with early on, may also give rise to several longer-term reactions like flashbacks, compulsive behavior, or strained relationships. Some individuals may find themselves so emotionally impacted by the trauma that moving on in life itself now becomes a challenge.
This long-term condition of trauma can lead to post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. A disorder in which a person has difficulty recovering after experiencing or witnessing a terrifying event.
Now let's take a closer look at trauma, which is divided into 3 types: acute, chronic, and complex. The first type is acute trauma. This result comes from a single stressful or dangerous event like rape, assault, or an accident. Some signs may include nightmares, avoiding any reminders of the event, difficulty remembering it, an inability to experience positive emotions, anxiety, sleep disturbances, irritability, and difficulty concentrating.
The second type is chronic trauma. This result comes from repeated and prolonged exposure to highly stressful events. Examples include cases of child abuse, bullying, or domestic violence.
The third type is complex trauma. This result comes from exposure to multiple traumatic events. The events are generally within the context of an interpersonal relationship. The person experiencing the complex trauma may feel trapped. This would include childhood abuse, neglect, or domestic violence.
It's important to know that early detection and intervention strategies are critical for anyone recovering from any form of trauma. Which brings me to 6 ways to cope with trauma.
1. Make a personal AAA call. You must first acknowledge that the trauma exists, accept the reality, and then take the necessary actions to overcome any distress that may accompany it.
2. Use a support system. Identify friends or family members for assistance. This can also include trauma victim support groups. If you feel ready to discuss the traumatic event, you might talk to them about your experience and your feelings.
3. Face your feelings. It's normal to want to avoid thinking about a traumatic event. But not leaving the house, sleeping all the time, isolating yourself from loved ones, and using substances to escape reminders are not healthy ways to cope over time. Although avoidance is a common response to trauma, too much of it can prolong your stress and keep you from healing. Gradually, try to ease back into a normal routine. Support from loved ones or a mental health professional can help you along the way.
4. Make self-care a priority. Do your best to eat healthy, get regular physical activity, and an adequate amount of sleep. Engage in healthy activities that bring you joy like dancing, listening to uplifting music, art, mindfulness, relaxation, or spending time in nature.
5. Be patient. Understand that it's normal to have a strong reaction to a distressing event. Take things one word, one thought, and one act at a time as you recover. As the days pass, and you follow a plan of action to heal, you should notice a positive shift mentally.
6. Know when to seek help. This might be one of the hardest for some people, but very important. If your distress is interfering with your relationships, work, or daily functioning, a mental health professional such as psychologists can help you find healthy ways to cope. Reaching out for help is a sign that you're ready to face your struggles, so that you can live a healthy and productive life.
So if you find yourself struggling in the aftermath of any form of trauma, consider utilizing the coping skills mentioned in this video, or seek the necessary help. Understanding that trauma creates change you don't choose. However, healing creates change you do choose. Now let's choose to heal. This is James Alexander, your mental health and wellness coach, aka your inspirational wordsmith, helping humanity rise one word at a time. And remember, words are free. It's how you use them that might be costly. Have a phenomenal day.
If you or someone you know is considering suicide, please contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK 8255, or text HELP to the crisis text line at 741741. Or go to suicidepreventionlifeline.org.